Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight. I am Peter. Joining me, as always, is Tim.
Salutations.
Your hellos are getting worse and worse. They're so unconfident. They're so... I don't know. I mean, Devon, whatever he's... Devon Sawa. Is that how you say his name? David Sawa. He was more confident in this talking to Jessica Alba than you were about giving your hello there. And that's saying something. So yes, this is Screams After Midnight. We're a horror movie podcast. We get together, we talk about horror movies that we've watched. This episode's actually a vote winner episode every month on patreon.com/MailFuzzTV. All of our $5 and up patrons get to vote between 4 movies. And the 4 films for this is actually the previous month's winner, because we actually just had the end of the vote after this, so we're slightly late in getting to this one. But this was a vote of 4 films that all featured at least one actor from the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and believe it or not, this was Tim's idea, not mine. I did not come up with this. So
really dodged that Darkness Falls bullet, huh?
Yeah, I thought they were going to be cruel and make us watch Darkness Falls. But what we're actually going to do is Idle Hands here. That was the winner. A movie that I have never seen actually until now. So this was a first time watch for me. Had you seen it?
Yeah, but probably not since it came out. So
yeah,
probably about 20-ish years ago.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a horror comedy. Seth Green is the Buffy culprit in question. That said, though, it also has someone from the Mighty Ducks in it, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It has
someone from Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, just Alba. Okay, sure.
Yeah, the Invisible Woman. Come on.
Yeah, because that's what she's really remembered for, is Fantastic Four. That said, what is she? I mean, let's be honest. Jessica Alba's remembered for being hot. I don't know if she's remembered for any particular movie. I guess if you're a Dark Angel fan, maybe you remember for Dark Angel, but
probably a lot of people with Sin City. I would say.
Sin City, maybe one of the bigger ones. She's in the Bad Boys spin-off TV show right now.
I wasn't even aware there was such a thing.
Yeah, it's like her and Gabrielle Union, who was in Bad Boys 2, but for some reason they didn't call it Bad Girls, even though that's obviously the title it should have. It's called LA's Finest, I think.
Ew. Oh, that's horrible.
I think that's what it's called. It was something like that. But anyway, so we're talking about Idle Hands. Vivica Fox was in there as well. She's mainly known for Independence Day, but she was on Curb Your Enthusiasm for a season a while ago and various other things. So it's kind of a who's who, and obviously Devon Sawa is mainly known for Final Destination, which came out just a year after this. So
yeah, and let's not forget, of course, his award-winning performance in The Fanatic, which we covered on our Patreon episode.
Yes, that's true. That's very true. Yes, you can get access to that episode for $1 per month, folks.
But I think you're forgetting one of the biggest stars in this, which would be the band Offspring.
That's right, Offspring, which I did not know was going to happen. So when it cut to them playing the school dance, I was like, yeah, all right. Oh, they got Offspring for the school dance. Sure, Offspring are doing high school dances in 1999. Yeah, all right, sure. Maybe in 1994. I mean, I don't know when they started as a band, but maybe when they were just starting, they did high school dances. But come on, pulling some shit there. So. We have all them. One of the cops that's running around is also really recognizable. I've seen him in a bunch of things.
Oh yeah.
He's got one of those faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, the plot of Idle Hands is that there is murders going on in this small town. And it turns out fairly early on that the culprit is actually the possessed hand of the main character, played by Devon Sawa, and it's him trying to control his hand. It's very hijinksy, a lot of horror comedy stuff, and his 2 friends, all 3 of them are stoners, and then Jessica Alba's like the girl across the street that he's had a crush on his whole life. And there's also a guy with a monster truck who he goes to for help at one point. Vivica A. Fox plays this demon hunter who's patrolling and looking for the possessed hand so she can kill it. And that's kind of the setup. So Tim, I will ask you the question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Idle Hands?
So now it had been a while since I'd seen it, but I did remember it. I thought I remembered it being like a pretty popular movie, or at least like a lot of, you know, like guys my age, I felt like seemed to like it. And then as I'm watching it, and then like a lot of the Jessica Alba stuff starts, I'm like, oh yeah, I think this is why. Like,
yes,
guys my age like this.
Yeah, a bunch of 13-year-old boys really like this for some reason. Yeah, what a shock.
No, I would say I don't think the concept is that bad. I mean, it's essentially like, hey, let's take that, you know, one part of Evil Dead 2 and stretch it into a whole movie. But I mean, it definitely skews more towards comedy, but it's like a lot of stoner comedy stuff that I'm not like super fond of.
Yeah,
but
see, if
you are gonna do, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, if I was to say, like, make one change to this movie that might like help it by like 10,000%, is that if they weren't a bunch of idiot stoners, I might actually like the characters, and that might actually make me enjoy the movie a lot more.
Exactly. Now, if one little bit of credit I will give it is, at the very least, I do prefer like 90s stoners to like, you know, like I guess like more current stoners. Like at least they did have like some 90s charm to them, you know? So like it still it still could have been better, but I think like that at least helped it a little bit. Like I do think you know, Seth Green's character and his friend who has like
the Bash brother,
the weirdest name choice. His character in the movie Panub, I was like, what is this? What are they saying? Like, if I didn't have the captions on, I'd be like, what the hell? I do think like they are probably like the more interesting parts of the movie, because yeah, like Devon Sawa was just like, I guess he's not bad, but he's like a little much. He's like really overdoing it, which I guess fits like this type of movie. But I don't know. But I guess overall, though, I wouldn't say I necessarily loved it or anything. I wouldn't say like it's the worst thing in the world, though. Like I guess it kind of has like some nostalgia for me and a little bit of 90s charm. And every now and again, like some, you know, decent enough kills or gore that, you know, made it like not a chore to get through. But yeah, at the same time, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, this is like a cult classic. Like, you know, everyone needs to see this.
Yeah, I think it's just okay. And it's one of those things where I can sort of understand the nostalgia argument. I feel like if I had saw this around the time it came out, you know, in that era when I was sort of discovering horror movies, and like I might have nostalgia for it, and that made me, you know, I might like it a lot more if I had that attachment to it. Watching it for the first time in 2020, I mean, first thing I'll say is the opening titles are so 1999, which is when the movie came out, but like they are so, like, it feels like they took the opening titles to Scream, Urban Legend, added some edgy Matrixy kind of like music to it, and that is the opening titles, and I'm like, man, this is so of its time. And like, I appreciate some of the like the late 90s-ness of it, and then there's other parts of it that I don't appreciate. Honestly, all the Jessica Alba stuff, where she's, you know, he ends up talking to her eventually, like her like attraction to him and the way she talks to him, it's like a 12-year-old wrote what he thought. It's like he'd watched one porn movie and went, oh, this is what women talk like, so this is the ideal fantasy of the girl next door, like sort of saying, oh, I'm actually kind of into you. It's probably the hardest to believe girl falls for main guy scene I might have ever seen. Now, admittedly,
I agree with that.
the movie's very tongue-in-cheek and it's got a sense of humor, so it might actually be intentionally going to try to be silly in that sense, but
sure,
there's a point where like she's turned on that like his hands grabbing her too tight, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
there's so much of stuff that just kind of doesn't, I don't know, it feels
it's such an over the top like male fantasy, like to the point where, you know, like just the fact that like he's around, like, you know, she's like, ooh, hey, like I like you, and then like the fact that he can't talk and wants to run away, like he's like, you know, she's like, oh, like you're mysterious, I like that. It's like she just, it is like such a male gaze. It's like she can't help but be turned on by everything this person does. Yeah,
the bathrobe's open, so she's fairly revealed when she's doing this. Every line of dialogue she says is basically like, yeah, I kind of want you to come in and have sex with me. That's basically what I want right now. She never actually says that exact phrase, but everything she's saying is hinted in that direction. And it's worth mentioning at this point, not only is he like holding his hand over his mouth as if as if he's a complete crazy person. He's got blood on his shirt. He hasn't showered in at least 3 days. Like, I don't understand. There's nothing about this that makes sense.
Yeah, if there was any small portion of this that was supposed to be realistic, like, she would, be closing the door and calling the police. But of course, since it's a movie, it's like automatically like, oh, you're interesting. Like, hey.
Yeah, it's weird. There's another moment that kind of made me feel a bit there's a moment later on when Vivica A. Fox has been knocked out, and the sort of monster truck guy is like thinks she's mouth to mouth, and that on its own is fine. But before he does it, he doesn't look at the camera, but you almost feel like he wants to look at the camera and smile. But he sort of smirks. She's like, "Oh, I get to give mouth to mouth," when she's actually knocked out and genuinely might be hurt. He's like, "Oh, I get to give mouth to mouth," and he's all happy about it. I'm like, this is so late 90s, like teenage boy fantasy bullshit.
Yeah. And of course, like, she's into it afterwards.
Oh,
like...
yeah.
And then of course, that's not to gloss over plenty of outdated terms here. Like, you got some gay slurs, you got some R words being thrown around. Like, it's obviously it's of the time, so whatever. But watching it now, it's like, ooh.
Like, I expect a level of some of this stuff from movies of the time, but that's the scene where Jessica Alba basically invites him in, and I think they do have sex. I mean, it kind of cuts away before you see anything, but he, like, when he has to leave, he does pull up his pants, and it's like, I guess they had sex. Okay.
And like the weird thing about it too is it doesn't really give any indication that they've like literally ever spoken before, because at least other movies they would have a thing where it's like, oh, remember we grew up together or went to like grade school together. Like, she literally seems like this is the first time they've ever exchanged words.
Yeah, and the weird thing about it as well, it's not only that, it's like she seems like, oh, I've been waiting for you to talk to him, as if she's also had a crush on him all these years. And again, it's like he hit the jackpot. It's like the ultimate male teenage fantasy. Like, oh, that girl you've been into for years has actually been into you this whole time too, and it's just going to be perfect. Like, nothing to worry about. And not only that, the fact that she is so gun-ho about let's just go straight up to my room and then let me ride you, it's like, it actually kind of contradicts almost, like the character the movie kind of presents before this scene is that she's this sensitive next-door girl who, like, writes songs in her diary, and, like, all of a sudden she's in a porn movie. Like, she's acting like she's in a porn movie. And no disrespect to Miss Alba here, but her acting here is akin to to a porn level of craft, as it were.
And then, what do you think about the actual like horror aspect? So like the actual stuff with the hand and some of the gore and effects and stuff.
I mean, that's the best stuff in the movie. I mean, there's no doubt that that's the stuff that's actually kind of fun. The actual gore for some of the kills where it's just a hand doing stuff is entertaining, especially when you know it's trying to kill someone and you're sort of waiting for how it gets to. Which is funny because obviously the movie that Devon Sawa is most known for, Final Destination, is all about how is the death going to happen. We know it's death going to happen in a minute, but we're just waiting to see which part of the house or which part of the thing is going to kill him, and that's part of the fun of that franchise, which for some reason we've not done yet, but soon.
And what's kind of funny too is I do appreciate how the movie just like goes right into it. Like, it doesn't, like, it literally starts with like, the hand like killing people. Like, it doesn't really try to kind of throw you off or like kind of try to cultivate this like origin story or build up to it. Like, it starts off right away and everything is presented as very matter of factly. Like, it doesn't take long for people to get on board with like what's happening and everything. Yeah.
For a little bit, it's just there's a serial killer in town, and then they think it's just him for a bit, and then obviously, I mean, when I say for a bit, I do mean for like half a scene before it's clear that it's just the hand that's just doing this. And that stuff's fine. Like some of the kills are good fun. I will give it some credit. There's a couple of neat little touches here or there. Like, you can tell the people writing this, well, a lot of it is humor that I don't appreciate or like. There's the odd little thing that does have a little bit of nice irony to it. Like, the first time we meet Anton, the main character, he comes down to like the couch in the living room, and he's got like a back scratcher with a little hand at the end of it that he uses to not only scratch his back but to pull in the remote control and to grab something else. And it kind of actually has a little wink about what the movie is, because he's using another hand to do his bidding, and that's ultimately what his hand's going to be used for. So there's a nice little kind of like dare I say, subtle wink wink. This is kind of like a foreshadowing of what the movie is. As simple as it is. So I mean, I'll give it credit for that. So it's okay. It's okay. Like, I didn't love the humor. I guess is the main thing. Is that a lot of the humor fell flat for me because I just don't like the type of humor or these type of characters for the most part. Which is a shame because it's got a pretty good cast that I like for the most part. I mean, not that I really care about Devon Sawa. I mean, you know, even in Final Destination, he's not really the reason to like that movie.
No. Like, I do wonder if, like, you know, he was trying to play against type or something, like, where, because I do feel like often he was, you know, cast as like the pretty boy or whatever, and I don't know if here he's trying to be like, no, hey, look, I can be like a funny stoner dude too, like, come on.
I've got range.
Yeah.
I could do these other things. Yeah. So there is a... Yeah, I mean, we're technically not in spoilers yet. We've kind of just danced around a couple of things that are relevant. But I think for the sake of it, yeah, for now we'll just go into spoilers. So full spoilers for Idle Hands from here on out. I will thank our patron producers though at this time. So thank you to David Short, Alison M. Fordyce, Cindy Palacios, Tyler Hess, and Talking Superman. That means they're patrons at the $20 or above tiers over at patreon.com/MailFuzzTV, where you can support us for as little as $1 per month. You don't have to give us 20, one will do, and you get access to an exclusive bonus episode every month. There's a back catalogue. We have about 15 episodes. Plus, you get bonus episodes for some of our other shows as well. So you have a nice big back catalogue of stuff to get for just $1 per month. And then at $5, of course, you get the voting rights. So you can get to vote on an episode once per month from 4 options. And you get early access to all of our movie review episodes, which go up a day early now on Patreon. So there you go. Go and have a look and see if you're interested. But full spoilers for Idle Hands. If Tim could stop being distracted by his cats.
I'm keeping my hands busy. I don't want them to become the work of the devil.
Yes. Well, no, I wouldn't want that, would you? Who knows what Tim's hands would get up to if they were controlled by the devil?
Oh boy.
Could it really be much worse than what your hands get up to now?
Probably not.
So, yeah, we meet Anton. The opening scene's actually before that. We meet his parents who... like we have this scene where they're going to bed and they've just done Halloween decorating, and they look up at the ceiling and there's like a like invisible text that appears, it's glow in the dark, and it says, "I'm under your bed," and the wife screams. They look under the bed. There's nothing there. But then he goes around the house to investigate a noise, and then she goes to look for him because he hasn't come back, and they both get killed. And this is it's kind of fairly like obscure because we're not supposed to know what's doing it yet. But
yeah, and I was surprised that was played by Fred Willard, who, I mean, not like the biggest name or whatever, but you know, he's done a lot of comedy stuff. Maybe at the time he wasn't in as much, but I'm surprised he's in it, but had such a small role.
I mean, he like I feel like he's one of those actors who does pop up in a lot of small roles, just kind of around. Like, cause I remember him in one of the American Pie movies as well, which would have been that long after this that I think about it.
Yeah, he's in like all the Christopher Guest movies, but those probably weren't really happening that much, or at least maybe weren't as popular. Best in Show might have been 90s, if not early 2000s.
2000. It happened to his shot when I clicked on his name. But yeah, no, I mean, he's one of those actors who's been around in small roles in tons of movies and TV shows. He's just one of those faces that pop up a lot.
I love him. He's very funny, but doesn't have a ton to do here. But
yeah, his delivery and his voice are really good for like a certain type of humor. Absolutely. Now, so they get killed, and then Anton gets up. He doesn't even notice they're dead. It's not until he's making a sandwich later, and for some reason he butters or not even butter. He puts mayonnaise on bread. Which is, yes, I'm with you, Tim. Mayonnaise is disgusting. If anything, the blood that's on the knife that he's using is an improvement to water it down. But he puts mayonnaise, so it's mixing with the white and the red, and then he bites into it, and before he finally notices there's blood on the knife, and then that's when he sort of starts to discover that everything's going on. And he gets his two friends involved, and basically once they realise that he's got evidence on him suggests that he's the killer, his hand on its own starts trying to kill them. So we get a lot of stuff where he's trying to hold his hand back, but the hand's still trying to do stuff. And he kills Seth Green, who doesn't, I mean, obviously these two don't disappear from the movie, they both come back from the dead afterwards, so they're still present as kind of like zombie-esque characters for most of the movie. But Seth Green gets like a bottle in his head, so he's got like a bottle sticking out of his head when he comes back as a zombie. And then the Bash brother, he gets his head decapitated by like a buzzsaw blade that is thrown at him, and his head falls off. There's a little bit of early 90s CG like going on in some of these where necessary. It's not too much. It's not like it's doing everything with CG, because it's not that sort of time yet. But
and I didn't think it was like horrible. I guess maybe because it was like, you know, like restrained, or they only used it like sparingly or whatever. But you know, like you definitely tell like the parts that were CGI, but it wasn't anything that was like, oh boy, this is like, oof, this aged poorly.
Yeah, no. It's a little bit maybe stiff at times, like the movement on a couple of things. Yeah. But like, other than that, there's nothing too bad about it. But you know, they come back, and we get a whole sort of sequence where he's. In fact, it's actually while they're like buried or around here, where the hand is determined to get to Molly, who's Jessica Alba, across the street, and that's when we get the scene we talked about, where she sort of basically drags him in, and then because he ties. See, when like the hand keeps trying to grab her, he ties the devil hand to the bed with like one of her like I don't know, like her bathrobe belt.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you're kinky. And I'm like, that's what you're taking from this? And the entire time they seem to have sex in that one position where his one hand is tied, is trying to constantly move, and she just doesn't ring any alarm bells.
Yeah. And it's so funny because like once he like starts tying his hand up, like I immediately guess like, oh, she's gonna be like, ooh, kinky. Like it's not gonna like measure at all for her. Yeah.
But then he has to run away because her parents come home after the fact, and she's like, hey, take me to the dance tomorrow, 7 p.m, so we can get there for the band.
Which I guess we didn't really mention it, but it's like I guess it's Halloween time. Which
I think I briefly mentioned the parents were talking about decorating for Halloween at the start.
But yeah, I mean, maybe we should save this for actual Halloween. But
who put this in the vote again? Remind me.
Hey, I didn't remember that exact part of it.
Yes, Tim's to blame once again. This is like the third Halloween movie we've done that's not like outside of October since last October.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to think. Oh no, there's still a couple of Halloween movies that take place in Halloween that we can still do. Can I at least think of one for this year? Oh,
I mean, no, there's definitely more we can do, but I'm just saying there's been a few of these now that have been like, hey, we really should have done that during October. Which, by the way, so there was actually one recently that I forgot to mention where Night of the Living Dead was playing on a TV. And I can't remember what review it was now. It bugged me. It's actually annoying me that I forgot to bring it up, because we like to always point out, because they always use Night of the Living Dead because it's public domain and therefore free. Because I think we mentioned it in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark when they see it at the drive-in. Yeah. But there was definitely another one on TV since then, in the last maybe month or two, that I forgot to mention. But I do want to mention that it is briefly in this as well. When he's flicking through channels, there is like 1 second of Night of the Living Dead, and I noticed it. I saw a movie. You can't hide it.
And in case you needed a reminder that this is the 90s, one of the things he keeps watching on TV are music videos.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's like,
yes.
Actually, it feels like so antiquated, like watching a music video on TV.
Yeah, what remind me, what other movie from this time period had the dun 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 dun. That one. It's another movie from this time period, because it's very vivid in my mind.
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I know what you're talking about. It sounds so familiar.
Bounce to the music and bounce to the music and wah, wah.
Now,
That one.
One thing I will give to Rob Zombie, which we've been pretty critical of his movies in the past, but at no point in any of his movies has he ever had a scene where like someone's driving and they've turned to like the other person in the car and say, "Hey, you want to listen to some Rob Zombie?" And then
I'm pretty sure you. I'm pretty sure you brought that up in the Fanatic review, just for the record.
I'll continue bringing it up until Rob Zombie puts that scene in. I mean, we haven't seen 3 from Hell yet, so
That's true. You haven't seen 3 from Hell yet. What's
it's
this?
streaming though.
Shut up. What's this movie called again exactly?
The movie we're watching?
Yes.
Idle Hands.
Yeah, why is it not on TuneFind? Why is this just not existing on TuneFind? Like, what the hell?
I don't even know what TuneFind is.
It's just where you can look up what songs are in movies.
Wow. It's a search engine for everything.
Oh my god, you know what? Idle Hands soundtrack.
Are you looking for the name of the song?
Yeah?
It's a Dragula by Rob Zombie.
Why didn't you say that? Why did you... Dragula by Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie, Dragula.
Yeah.
Movies. This is bugging me. I want to find out. This has become now the main goal of this podcast. All right.
Oh, it was The Others. That's what it was.
It wasn't in the other show.
I am your daughter. Dun, dun.
Oh my god. And popular culture.
It's not something we're part of.
Oh, it's in Matrix? Do you know, I was thinking Matrix, but I thought, no, it can't be Matrix. But it is Matrix. Yeah, is it when it's when it cuts to the club and Neo's in the club early on in the movie. I know what scene it is.
Because I know tunes.
Very good, very good. It was also used in several video games: Sled Storm, Jet Set Radio, Gran Turismo 2, Twisted Metal 4.
There's got to be a Duke Nukem in there. Come on.
Nah, no Duke Nukem. Sorry.
Wow. It seems like the kind of music Duke would be not enough to.
Okay. That song really makes me think of 1999, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's just really of its time. Okay, so these two friends come back from the dead though, and they're kind of fine.
And they're basically their like reasoning for coming back from the dead is they said that they saw like a white light, but it was like too far. So
yeah,
they just stuck around. There's like it's little stuff like that I kind of like in the movie, like the kind of stuff that's just like very silly and like, you know, we're not even gonna waste time on this. Like this is, and it feels like such like a 90s slacker thing to be like, man, like the afterlife's hard, you know, screw that. You know?
Yeah, and then they want to go to the party because they might get late. Well, at least the Bash brother wants to go to the party because, you know, chicks might dig the costume, you know, quote unquote.
Yeah. And they do actually, like, I think the makeup is pretty cool. Like you said, you know, Seth Green, he has like the bottle sticking out of his head, and then the other guy at first his head is just completely off. He's just carrying it
until Seth Green takes like a spatula or something, and it's just a big knife, I think, and he stabs his
like
head on the knife,
special like steak knife fork thing.
And then he sticks the handle into his neck so that it's attached again.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, thanks. Yeah, because it's during the section where there's a lot of like dealing with his hand trying to do stuff, and then he loses his shit, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to cut it off. And he tries repeatedly to cut it off, and the hand keeps dodging. He tries to use a bagel cutter, which I didn't even know was a thing that existed.
They might have made it up for the movie. I don't know if if I've ever seen it. They call it the bagel guillotine, which I did think was kind of funny. But
I'd use it.
Well, I mean, you'd have to get me to eat a bagel first, because we all know bagels are awful. But
bagels are fine.
They're horrible, and they're too hard. So I always feel like I'm going to lose a tooth when I eat them. I was having a big conversation with all these idiots on Twitter that for some reason were trying to defend bagels, and I don't know. James had some weird. British muffin that it was like British Stone Cold muffin or something that he was trying to defend, which it was just ludicrous. English muffins are the way to go. They're the only acceptable breakfast bread.
What about donuts?
Well, like bread for sandwiches.
Okay,
like,
sure.
Yeah, so donuts are good. I like donuts better.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very tempted to go and get some donuts today. I didn't, but I may go tomorrow.
Okay.
I was thinking about it. Well, I tried Timothy Hortons a few weeks ago. I'm tempted to go back and get some Timbits. No relation to Tim here, of course.
Of course not.
Anyway, so he eventually does actually succeed in cutting off his head. So he gets the head, because this is before the head's reattached, he gets the head of the Bash brother to like hold it in his mouth so he can cut it off, and he does. And then Seth Green like takes an iron and like tries to cauterize the wound.
Yeah. And there was a nice little part here too, which I think I was remembered a lot, like from like the trailers or just people quoting it when they're trying to chop off the hand, and Seth Green he takes like some weird electric thing and he's like, "I'm Leatherface," and he goes to try to cut it off, and
that would be an electric knife, Tim, is what you're looking for.
Yeah. But then like it doesn't seem like anything like that crazy now, but I feel like back in the day, like movies weren't that meta. Like, I mean, obviously, you had Scream in the 90s, so there's that whole thing, but I mean, you didn't have like too many other like movies that reference things, so I feel like that was like when it came out, kind of a cool thing. I
feel like it's maybe actually more common you're giving it credit for, just because of what you said there, where I think at post Scream, I feel like a lot of horror movies started doing it because of Scream.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like I know what we did last summer and things like that. Like all the knockoffs. Not that this is a knockoff of Scream. This is kind of its own thing. But I feel like horror was a bit more self-referential after Scream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, possibly. I just feel like at the time it was still at least still felt like novel. Like, yeah, maybe if you go back now, maybe you feel like, oh no, everything was doing it. But yeah, at least at the time it was like, oh cool. And I feel like before like the Texas Chainsaw remake and everything, like, Texas Chainsaw didn't get like a ton of love. So it was like another like, oh cool. Like,
well, no wonder the last movie at this point was The Next Generation.
Yes, that's true.
No wonder it wasn't getting much love. Didn't deserve much love. So the big climax, the big third act of the movie is that everyone ends up at the dance. The hunter, Vivica Fox, runs into the monster truck guy at the bowling alley, and when she tells him because she agrees to have a drink with him, and then when she tells him what she's there for, he's like, "Hey, I met this guy today." Because at one point in the movie, in between all this stuff, before he cuts it off, Anton goes like to this guy, tries to get advice. Which, by the way, this is right as the guy's trying to pick up a high school girl who's like grieving at the memorial site of these twins that were murdered already. Yeah. And he comes over, he's like, "Oh, you're really upset." He's like, "Yeah, they asked me out once on a double date, and I thought, don't be stupid, there's only one of me, and I called them lame." And she's all upset about it. And then he tries to console her, and she's like,
actually, well, this is kind of stupid, but I actually did kind of laugh at this, where, like, yeah, they're talking, and I think she says like, "Oh, I told him like to go blow each other" or something like that, and then the guy like is very serious and he goes, "Did they?" I was like, that's kind of funny.
But this is what got me. It's not just that she's still in high school, is that he actually actively brings it up. He's like, "Oh, so you're still in high school, eh?" "Yeah, I got out of high school like 3 years ago." And I'm like, all right. Interesting tactic, caught, and we'll see how it plays out for him. But basically, when he doesn't want to talk to Anton goes to the fast food place and like somehow very easily infiltrates it by just putting on their hat and shirt, and like no one suspects that he shouldn't be there, and he goes to the drive-thru so he can talk to him and says, "Hey, what do you know about the devil? Because you listen to all that heavy music, you can tell me about devils."
And like it feels like I feel like there's other movies that would like overdo this more, like, it'd be like a guy that just had like a ton of like tattoos and like all this stuff and was like really into it. But I do kind of like in this movie, the guy's just like, I don't know, man. Like it's just music. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I guess what I kind of appreciate about this is that it's almost like in all these other horror movies where you get the trope of going to the expert. But in this case, the expert's like, no. He's kind of, I mean, he's not a phony because he's not pretending to be an expert on the devil, but it's that he's not what Anton thinks he is at all. He's just a doofus with a monster truck. He doesn't know anything. Yeah. You know, it's so... You get to the high school, Offspring are playing, there's a big dance going on. Bash Brother actually ends up in a hit with this. In fact, I think it's the same girl that the monster truck guy was trying to chat up earlier. And he's a hit with her. She's really turned on by this Halloween costume.
Oh, and we didn't mention, sorry, earlier when he cut off his hand, he put it in the microwave.
Yes.
And then turned it on, and then, he after that, he left, and then... when the two friends came by and they wanted to make again a very 90s thing, like microwave burritos. After they open up the microwave, the hand just like kind of like jumps out and flies like right through the window. Goes to the school. Apparently wants to sacrifice Jessica Alba at midnight, although midnight druid time, just to be exact, because there's a point where Anton, when he meets Vivica A. Fox eventually, where after she tries to kill him with a knife and she realizes that killing him won't do anything because he's not attached to the hand anymore, he's like, hey, well, we've got until midnight to stop it, right? Then it's like, nah, it's on druid time, it's actually only like 6 minutes to midnight. I kind of thought that was funny too, like what the hell is druid time? Like this?
That joke was kind of funny. I mean, it's funny because I think we're laughing a lot as we talk about it, because I think a lot of these concepts are actually pretty funny. I wasn't laughing anywhere nearly as much when I was actually watching the movie, though.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
But something about it just feels a little bit off, that I wasn't really as into it actually watching it.
Yeah. And I will say I do like this like later half better. Like once the hand is separated, like I enjoy that more than like, Devon Sawa's just constant like, gotta grab my hand, like
Yeah, because see once like attacks the dance and it scalps the singer from Offspring, like that's when it kind of picks up, and then it's going after people. It actually crushes a bunch of people by like releasing the lighting rig.
You know what actually made me laugh like a lot here, which I don't know if this was like acceptable at the time or if it was supposed to be like lame, but Jessica Alba's dancing was like kind of cracking me up. It's like she's just dancing by herself, but it's like really bad. But I don't know if like it's supposed to be bad on purpose or if she's just supposed to not be good.
Yeah,
or if I don't
possible.
know what good dancing is.
It was kind of weird because she's talking to her friend, right?
Yeah.
And it's the friend who's into Bash Brother, and she's like, "Oh, what are you thinking about? I know who you're thinking about." As if this is a thing. She's had a crush on Anton forever,
right?
But she's kind of looking over, but she's sort of like doing kind of like it's kind of like a half sexy, but also kind of like intense dance where she's waiting, kind of like half mad that he's not there yet. It was weird. I really liked how she died, though. Not Alba, because she hasn't died, but the other one, the red dress one, because they do this thing where they to get out of the dance, it's the cafeteria. This turned into a dance hall. Like she has to they go through a duct which is big enough for two people to crawl side by side, which is more ridiculous than usual. And they get to this spinning fan, right? Why the school's ventilation system has this killer fan? Most fans that they use for ventilation aren't strong enough to actually kill anyone. Like they would just stop.
Oh yeah, like even like most fans that you have at home, even if they are going, like the worst thing is if even if you touch them, it's just like a little like, oh, ow, like it's not going to cut your hand off or something.
They very intentionally don't make the edges blades, right?
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. They're not blenders.
Exactly.
But we get this thing where they actually stall it for a bit with their shoe. And Alba sort of climbs down with a little makeshift rope that they've got, and then she's too scared. The girl in the red dress is too scared to go down, and the hand kind of sneaks the rope around her neck and then drops her, so she's hanging. And I thought, because then it goes to pull out the shoe, and I thought, wait a minute, wouldn't this going with the logic that the fan would cut them? Wouldn't the fan spine just cut the rope and she'd fall and be okay? For some reason, it doesn't cut the rope. It actually pulls it up until she's essentially... It's almost like the pulling to the grass cutter kind of like death. You just see like blood spray over the hall and over Jessica Alba, but it's a fun death. It's kind of over the top and comical. That's what it is. Offspring guy getting scalped was good. But Buzzsaw Blades throwing was good. There was a lot of fun little death moments with the hand where it was like, throwing things or grabbing people or whatever. Also, there was the one in the car, actually. The first thing it does before it goes into the party itself, there's this couple who we saw briefly, who were hanging out with the monster truck dude at the bowling alley, but apparently they're teenagers because they're going to the high school dance. But they're dressed as like Kiss or something. They've got the makeup on, but they're getting hot and heavy in the car. And she takes her top off, but the entire reason we get this topless scene is because they want to do the joke where the guy's going down on her and both hands are like over the boobs, but then the evil hand on its own, it becomes the third hand coming up the middle, and then she eventually looks down and sees it, and it's like and it kills both of them. It's a fun sequence. All I could think though was like, oh man, what they needed the chick from Total Recall to make this perfect. We needed the third boob in the middle to make this work. But so from there, basically they're chasing it around. It does grab Jessica Alba. She ends up tied to the car in the shop area of the school.
And I do like before this, like in a classroom or whatever, and it kind of gets inside like this hand puppet, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's in the hand puppet for a while here actually. Yeah. And they find it, and they're trying to like stop because she's on top of the car, and the car's like rising because there's a satanic pentagram on the ceiling. So it's like she's going up to the symbol, and then when she gets to the symbol, she'll be crushed and get sent to hell or something to that effect. And they're trying to stop
There's something about a prophecy where they need to bring a like a pure soul to hell or something like that.
Yeah. Does she count as pure?
I don't know. Or maybe it was just innocent or something?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if she's innocent.
But like, for some reason, they can't like fight the strength of the hand who's got the hand on the control of this car lift, and they have to like take drugs to get the strength they need. They're spinach, as one of them refers it to. So more of the stoner jokes, whatever.
Yeah, which I thought it was kind of weird because like they have like a lot of like drug jokes in like the first like 15-ish minutes of the movie or so, because like it kind of starts off with him like wanting some weed and going over, and he has like his inhaler like pipe and stuff, but then for the most of the movie though they kind of like lay off like the drug stuff. So I think it's weird that I don't know, it played like such like a big role in the end, but
yeah, it felt like because I was really not into the first 15-20 minutes because of that, and then it kind of went away and I got into the movie better, and then so it was weird that it came back at the end like this. It was a bit odd, but they save her, and and then one, so he cuts her down and they're kissing, and then because of where he's standing, the other two accidentally bump the control and the car just drops and seemingly kills Anton, and he's like, it's not my fault, I shouldn't have fell that fast, because that's the thing, when it was going up it was going so slow, it was this long dramatic thing, but it goes down just splat. It turns out he doesn't die though, he's in like a body cast, he's fine, but the white light does appear and the two of them do decide to finally go off into the white light, but they do show back up as his guardian angels at the end, and they prank him by writing on the ceiling, "I'm under your bed," as if the same way his parents were at the start, and he screams, and but Anton's just happy to be alive because he gets to be with Jessica Alba even though he's missing a hand.
And apparently she's been like coming to visit him every day.
And they're having like really like erotic kisses in front of the nurse as well. Poor nurse is just like struggling to deal with it.
And there's also the scene too, like when she's like tied up to the car or whatever, and she's wearing like this like already pretty like skimpy like angel outfit. Yeah. And then I forget if it's him or the hand or someone like tries to grab her and pull her down, but all it does is like rip off more of the outfit. Yeah, she's basically
she's basically left with like a bra and underpants. Yeah. It rips off most of the dress. Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty. I don't want to say sleazy. I mean, there's some sleazy parts to it, but it's more. It's like it's completely shameless in what it's doing, and it knows what it is. Yeah. Some of that 90s sex humor does feel dated. It does feel like, there was definitely some moments where I was either thoroughly like not amused at what it was doing, or I was laughing because it was so over the top and ridiculous in what it was doing, and and maybe that was the point of some of that stuff, so that's okay. But so some of that stuff is dated, but it does feel very of its time though, not just in that, but in a lot of elements that we've pointed out some of them. But it's
yeah, it's definitely not like. I mean, I'm not sure what I was expecting, like going back and watch it. Like, it's definitely not like, oh man, like this is so much worse than I remembered. Like, I'm constantly cringing throughout the whole thing, but it's also not like, oh wow, this is like a really cool like movie that not a lot of people talk about. Like, it's actually like pretty fun and out there, and yeah, it's kind of, I guess, just like this in between something where it's like, well, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's not as good either.
I feel like if you saw this on cable a lot in like 1999 to 2001, you'd probably have nostalgia for it, and therefore those people probably do remember it fondly. I think you only seen it once and me never seeing it. I feel like it's just like I can see it for what it is during its product of its time, but I would get way more fun out of rewatching, I don't know, Urban Legend or something, which is not a good movie, but like I saw that a lot at the time, and I remember I got Urban Legend on pay-per-view in like 1999, 2000, whenever that came out. So that was a whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I wonder like what it would have needed, like maybe if they went for some more of the over the top elements, like you said, some of the like stoner like sex stuff, which maybe if you replace that with maybe more just kind of tongue-in-cheek like over the top craziness, I don't know, maybe there could be a little something more there. But
yeah and them trying to save the scroll from the evil hand, like that, that is definitely the most fun stuff, but it could be even funner if I really cared about the characters and were rooting for them. As it was, they were kind of like, they stopped being as annoying after the first 20 minutes, but like I never really liked Devon Sawa that much in this. Anton is kind of a completely unlikable main character.
Well, I mean, it's like saying something that like one of the first things he does after like burying his two best friends is like goes and has sex with like the girl next door. Like I mean, and obviously it's not like he's trying to, but
yeah, he doesn't turn it down. He's like, yeah, all right then, let's go.
Yeah, he's like, and it doesn't really seem like he learns a lesson. Like, it seems like the whole point of the movie should be like, oh, like because of the saying, idle hands are the was it idle hands are the devil's playthings or something like that.
Yeah, it feels like the point of the movie should be that he learns to not be such a waste of space, and he kind of says that once or twice where he's like, oh, I guess all we really did is watch TV and get high, so maybe I should do more in my life. But you never really see him like commit to anything. And
if anything, at the end he's probably going to be more like that because he's in like a full body cast. He can't do anything.
So yeah, it's a mixed bag. There's some likable elements, but there's some stuff that, depending on your taste, is really bad. And there's some stuff that's really 1999, for better or worse. So that is Idle Hands. Tim, what would you like to rate the movie film?
I think I'll give it a 5.5. It's not terrible. I mean, if you haven't seen it and you really like some of these actors and stuff, and you like the 90s, it might be worth a watch. It's decent enough if you can, obviously understand that it's of its time and there's going to be some dated elements. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, there isn't really too much about it that, puts it over the top or makes it like a must see great thing or anything. But so yeah, 5.5.
Yeah. I would kind of a similar, but I was kind of thinking somewhere between the 5, the 6 sort of range. I don't think I liked it more than you did, though, so I thought I should go higher. So
I feel like for me, it probably would have been a 6 if maybe it didn't have some of the more sleazier elements and gay jokes and that kind of stuff. That's why I feel like it gets bumped down to like the 5.5.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll just go with the 5.5 as well. I think there's enough like sort of wittiness parts and enough skill in some of the jokes that it's doing and the gore stuff that I can't go straight to the halfway mark. I have to give it a bit more credit than that. But
yeah, like I was kind of surprised that that there was some stuff that I did genuinely think was funny, but like you said, it's kind of funnier to talk about it than like when you're actually watching it. Like,
it's the sort of stuff where like, because Scream is a more serious take that has some of that self-awareness, because you've got stuff like Cabin in the Woods that is more comedy than Scream, but it does do more stuff with what it's playing with. And then even in terms of having like a silly horror movie where you have characters who are kind of goofy, like I feel like there's better examples than this. I can't think of them right now, but I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's better examples than Idle Hands.
True.
So, all right, there you go. That is Idle Hands on Screams After Midnight. Let us know what you think of the movie in the comments below. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at Screams Midnight for all your Screams After Midnight updates and Tim's weird jokes and whatever else happens on there. You can, of course, support us by rating the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars and a little review. It helps us out a lot. More people will find us that way. We mentioned Patreon earlier. Go to Patreon and you can support us financially over there. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching scary movies, guys, and we will see you next time.